me, but only for 2 more hours. I'm Karen Baldwin, and that arch is a symbol of a great city as St. Louis, Missouri. Tonight, my successor will take over as the new Miss Universe, and this wonderful evening begins with the Miss Universe Parade.
The Dukes of Hazzard, John Schneider. The international singing star known as Jenkins is El Puma, Jose Luis Rodriguez. Our hostess from the hit series Knots Landing, Joan Van Ark. Award-winning television personality and star of The Price is Right, Bob Barker.
Universe, universe, come and meet this universe. From all over the world, we have traveled such a long, long way. To the home of the blues, in the middle of the USA. Universe, universe, come and meet this universe. Come hear the singing blues. From all over the world, we have traveled such a long, long way. We're here to the home of the blues, in the middle of the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our host for this evening, Bob Barker.
Thank you, and welcome to the 32nd Annual Miss Universe Pageant. Now, I have had the opportunity to travel all over the world as host of this pageant, but tonight, I find myself back in the state where I grew up, Missouri. As an ex-Missourian and as your host, I've been asked to deliver a 3-part message from our host city to the nearly 700 million people around the world who will view tonight's pageant. The message reads, first, we wish you peace. Second, we wish you prosperity. And third, the name of this city is not St. Louis. It's St. Louis, and please don't forget it. 80 young women from all over the world have come here to St. Louis for this pageant, where an international panel of celebrity judges will decide which of them will be our winner tonight. We'll be telling you more about our scoring procedures in a few minutes. But first, there is a most important part of our pageant to bring you. Missouri is known as the Show Me State. With that in mind, we will now show Missouri and the rest of the world a group of the most beautiful women in the universe wearing their national costumes in the traditional Miss Universe Parade of Nations. Miss Argentina.
Good evening. My name is Maria Daniela Carrara. I come from Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Good evening. My name is Mirva Evert. I come from Aruba.
Hello, my name is Simone Cox and I come from Australia's largest city, Sydney.
Guten Abend, mein Name ist Mercedes Stermitz and I'm coming from Austria.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tina Thompson. I represent Nassau, Bahamas.
Goedenavond allemaal. Mijn naam is Françoise Bostoun. I represent Roeselare, Belgium.
Good evening. I am Charlene McCaw, representing Belize. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Angelita Diaz, and I represent the beautiful island of Bermuda. Thank you.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Cecilia Zamora Oliva, vengo de Tarija representando a Bolivia.
Good evening. My name is Marisa Pulicoelho. I came from Minas Gerais, Brazil.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Anna Maria Joseph, and I'm from the British Virgin Islands.
Good evening. My name is Jody Rutledge, and I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Effie Banks, and I'm bringing greetings to you from the Cayman Islands.
Good evening. My name is Josefa Isese. I come from Santiago, Chile.
Good evening. My name is Julie Sainz and I represent Colombia.
Kirana, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carmina Blake, and I'm representing the Cook Islands.
Good evening, my name is Gabriela Pozuelo and I represent Costa Rica.
Good evening. My name is Maybelline Snell. I come from the beautiful island, Curacao.
Kalispera. My name is Marina Bowser. I come from Limassol, Cyprus.
Good afternoon, dames and herren. My name is Inge Thompson. I'm representing Denmark.
Buenas noches, señoras y señores. Mi nombre es María Alexandra Azutueni y represento a la República Dominicana.
Buenas noches, my name is Mariela García and I'm representing Puerto Viejo, Ecuador.
Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Claudio Oliva y orgullosamente represento a mi República, El Salvador.
Good evening. My name is Karen Moore and I represent England.
My name is Nina Rekola and I represent my country, Finland.
Bonsoir, je m'appelle Frédéric Leroy et je représente la France.
Bonsoir, je m'appelle Achamana Marie-Georges, je viens de la Guyane française.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abis Kadret. I come from the Republic of the Gambia.
Guten Abend, mein Name ist Luana Radecki. Ich komme aus Berlin, Germany.
Hi everyone, I'm Louise Killingwater and I'm proud to be representing the Rock of Gibraltar.
Hello, my name is Sia Farfaraki, and I come from Athens, Greece.
Bonsoir, je m'appelle Nicole Leborgne et je représente la Guadeloupe.
Half a day. I am Pamela Booth, and I'm from the beautiful island of Guam.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Victoria González y vengo de Escuintla, Guatemala. Gracias.
Goedenavond, dames en heren. My name is Nancy Lomenijnen and I represent Holland.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ollie Thompson, and I come from Utila Bay Island, Honduras.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharona Yang. I'm representing Hong Kong. Thank you. That's it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ernest Stenson and I represent Iceland.
Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rekha Hande and I come from Bangalore, India.
Selamat malam. My name is Andy Botendri and I come from Jakarta, Indonesia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Roberta Bryan, and I am representing Ireland.
Shalom. Good evening. I'm Shimona Olander and I'm proud to represent Tel Aviv, Israel.
Buonasera, my name is Federica Moro. I'm representing Milan, Italy.
evening. My name is Yuko Yamaguchi. I come from Osaka, Japan.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sungjun Kim. I am from Seoul, Korea.
Masal Khair, good evening. My name is May Mansour Shahwan. I represent Beirut, Lebanon.
Good evening. My name is Puspa Mohamed Saleh. I come from Kedah, Malaysia.
Good evening. My name is Christine Bonici and I come from the sunny island of Malta.
Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Je m'appelle Marilyn Lopa. Je représente la Martinique.
Good evening. My name is Monica Rosas and I represent Durango, Mexico.
Good evening. My name is Esther Klotch. I come from Windhoek in Namibia.
Hello everyone, I'm Lorraine Downs and I'm happy to wish you greetings from New Zealand.
Half a day. My name is Selma Tadela-Martinez. I am from Saipan in the Northern Mariana Islands.
Good afternoon, my name is Karen Elisabeth Doblo and I'm here to represent Norway. Hello, my name is Elizabeth Byatt and I represent the Republic of Panama.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chanel Brand. I come from Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea.
Buenas noches, my name is Mercedes Boy, I come from Asunción, Paraguay.
Good evening, my name is Vivian Griffiths and I represent Lima, Peru.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. My name is Lucita Capuya and I come from the city of Manila, Philippines. Thank you.
Boa noite. Boa noite, meu nome é Anabela e venho de Portugal. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carmen Batis Vergara and I come from the island of Bison, Puerto Rico.
Bonsoir, je m'appelle Le Beau Eliane et j'habite à Sainte-Anne, Réunion.
Hello, I'm Linda Renton from Edinburgh, Scotland.
Wanan, I'm Lee from Singapore.
Good evening. My name is Leanne Hosking. I'm from Durban, South Africa. Buenas noches. Me llamo Ana Isabel Herrero. Soy de Zaragoza y represento a España.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Shama Fernando from the beautiful island of Paradise, Sri Lanka.
Good afternoon, my name is Vivica Young from Gothenburg in Sweden.
Bonsoir, my name is Lalita Morena and I come from Neuchâtel in the French-speaking part of Switzerland.
Good evening. My name is Tinda Nenklang. I came from Bangkok, Thailand.
Good evening. I'm Pamela Togarello from Patawet in Transkei.
Good evening, I'm Sandra Williams and I'm from Mount St. George, Tobago.
Good evening, my name is Dilara Aracha. I come from Istanbul, Turkey.
Good evening, my name is Lolita Ariza and I'm representing Grand Turk, Turks and Caicos Islands.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es María Beltrán y represento la República Oriental de Uruguay. Gracias. Welcome to the United States. My name is Julie Hayek and I'm from La Cañada, California, USA.
My very warmest greetings to each and every one of you from the United States Virgin Islands. I am Julie Elizabeth Woods.
Buenas noches a todos. Mi nombre es Paola Ruggeri and I come from Venezuela.
Good evening, my name is Leanne Gray and I'm from Cardiff in Wales.
Talo Falava, my name is Falute Mama Aluni and I'm representing Apia, Western Samoa.
Which one will be, no one knows. But one of the young ladies you just met will be the new Miss Universe. Ladies and gentlemen, our hostess for this exciting evening, Joan Van Art. I like that dress.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Exciting certainly is the right word because we have 80 beautiful young women. We have 2 handsome young singing stars, 1 dashing and handsome host, and all the glamour of this live event. And there's no question that when this evening is through, we all will have had a great time in good old St. Louis.
Louis.
That's right,
Joan.
Louis. I'm sorry. I got it.
Now, you're going to be taking us to locations all over the theater, aren't you?
That I will because that's my job. And if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go to one of them right now.
See you later.
That you will. The eventual selection of the new Miss Universe rests with our distinguished panel of celebrity judges, right over there. You're going to be meeting them a little later. But first, let me show you how they're going to go about casting their votes in each of the 3 areas of judging, which will be swimsuits, evening gowns, and personal interviews. Each judge has a terminal just like this one right here. The score that each judge gives each girl, anything from, say, a 1 to a 9.99, is punched into the terminal, which goes into our computer. The computer then tabulates an average score for each candidate in each category. Tonight, the computer will tell us first who our 12 semifinalists will be. Later, our judges here will pick 5 finalists, and from those finalists, well, a new Miss Universe. So I'll be keeping you posted on the scoring. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the pageant. I'm going to be talking with some of the people who are here tonight, and like you, trying to guess who our winner is going to be. But right now, we have a very special swimsuit event coming up right after this word from Sheila. Our celebrity panel of judges has done its job for the past week, and as a result, the task for you unofficial judges at home is going to be just a little bit easier. The panel has conducted preliminary judging of our contestants in 3 categories. One is evening gowns, another is swimsuits, and the third is personal interviews. Now, the score for each candidate in each category went into our computer right here, and the 12 contestants with the highest scores have already been selected as our semifinalists. Before we announce their names, we're going to show you all of our contestants in their Miss Universe swimsuits, especially designed for them by Catalina. This, by the way, is not the preliminary swimsuit judging, which was done under competitive conditions, with each candidate wearing the same style swimsuit. Instead, this is going to be a chance for you out there to study again each young lady, and at the same time, see the score that she got in the preliminary swimsuit competition. Those scores, like all the others you're going to see on your television screens tonight, will not be seen by the contestants up there, the judges behind me here, or the audience right here in the theater. That's just going to be between you and me. Y'all ready, Bob?
We're set, Joan. We have chosen some beautiful scenery in the St. Louis area to showcase the beauty of our lovely young ladies. In the background, we hear the memorable music of a native of this city, Scott Joplin. Mississippi is one of the first difficult words for American youngsters to learn to spell. And here's why they have to learn it. The world-famous Mississippi River. In the shadow of the St. Louis Arch, a riverboat docks to let off its lovely passengers. And they're greeted by a piano man playing the music of native St. Louisan Scott Joplin. The first ladies we greet are Miss England, Karen Moore, and Miss Paraguay, Mercedes Bosch. Next come Miss Wales, who is Leanne Gray, and the contestant chosen most photogenic, Miss Switzerland, Lolita Morena. From opposite sides of the Atlantic come 2 lovely senoritas, Miss Spain, Ana Isabel Herrero, and Monica Rosas, Miss Mexico. Our last 2 debarking passengers are Miss Holland, Nancy Highness, and Maria Beltran, Miss Uruguay. From the riverfront, we move to the Millis Fountain, located in front of the old St. Louis Railroad Station, to meet Miss New Zealand, Lorraine Downs, and May Mansour Shawan, Miss Lebanon. The background symbolizes the meeting of 2 rivers, and we're meeting Miss South Africa, Leanne Hosking, and Mercedes Stermitz, Miss Austria. And now we welcome a trio of international beauties, Miss French Guiana, Marie-Georges Achamana, here she is, Miss Puerto Rico, Carmen Batiste, and Miss Gambia, Abby Scatrell. This pavilion fountain, centerpiece of the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, inspired Scott Joplin's Cascade Waltz, and it's where we meet another group of contestants, starting with Miss Martinique, Marie Lene Lupa, and Miss Italy, Federica Moro. From opposite sides of the world come Miss Philippines, Rosita Capuyan, and Miss Guadeloupe, Nicole Lebon. Moving up a little higher on this waterfall, we find Miss Greece, Sia Farfaraki, and Miss Transkai, Pamela Kokale. And closest to the fountain and to the spray coming from the fountain is Miss Turkey, Dilara Harachi. At Northwest Plaza, fourth largest shopping center in the nation, we visit the Genesee Fountain and find striking sculpture, magnificent trees, the eye-catching fountain waters, and another group of beautiful young ladies, starting with Miss U.S. Virgin Islands, Julie Woods, and Angelita Diaz, who is Miss Bermuda. Next down the steps in front of this very modern water display are Miss Dominican Republic, Maria Alexandra Astwood, and Miss Reunion, Ayan Lebeau. From opposite sides of the Atlantic, we greet first Miss Curacao, Maybelline Altagracia Snell, and Miss France, Frederique Lura. And before moving on from Europe and South America, we find Miss Belgium, Francoise Boston, and Miss Argentina, Maria Daniela Carrera. Architecture of another era at Maryland Plaza provides both contrast and background for another group of lovely young ladies, the first of whom are Miss Israel, Shimona Hollander, and Miss Ireland, Roberta Brown. The watery spray sets off Miss British Virgin Islands, Anna Maria Joseph, and Ollie Thompson, who is Miss Honduras. Now we greet Miss Panama, Elizabeth Bylan, and Falute Mama, Miss Western Samoa. And our last twosome here are Miss Scotland, Linda Renton, and Miss Bahamas, Tina Maria Thompson. We are now at the Missouri Botanical Garden, and at the Latzer Fountain, we join Miss Thailand, Chinda Nernklang, and Chanel Bray, Miss Papua New Guinea. Ranked among the top 3 botanical gardens in the world, it welcomes Miss Aruba, Mulva Everts, and Miss Namibia, Astrid Cloche. From down under, and the land of the rising sun, come Miss Australia, Simone Cox, and Miss Japan, Yuko Yamaguchi. And here are Miss Cayman Islands, Effie Ebanks, and the host country representative, Miss USA, Julie Hayek. Still in the Missouri Botanical Garden, we visit this unique walk-through fountain and greet 2 young ladies from the Far East. Miss Malaysia, Husban Mohammed Salih, and Miss Singapore, Lily Bing. Into this veritable curtain of water come Miss Columbia. Her name is Julie Syens. And Miss Gibraltar, Louise Gillingwater. Joining us now in this unusual setting are Christine Bonici, she's Miss Malta, and Paola Ruggeri, who is Miss Venezuela. And time now to meet 2 lovely ladies from Scandinavia. Vivica Young, she's Miss Sweden, and Miss Finland, Nina Rekola. Sewa En is the name of the Japanese garden at the Missouri Botanical Garden, and it's at the Drum Bridge that we meet Miss Canada, Jody Rutledge by name, and Miss Ecuador, Mariela Garcia. North and South are combined in our next twosome of Miss Iceland, Una Stenchen, and Miss Bolivia, Cecilia Zamora Oliva. Now we greet Miss Guam, Pamela Booth, and Miss Sri Lanka, Shyama Fernando. And this young lady is Miss India, Rekha Hande. Sewa En means Garden of Pure, Clear Harmony and Peace, the perfect name for a gathering place of international beauties such as Miss Denmark, Inga Thompson, and Miss Costa Rica, Gabriela Pozuelo. In the background, a narrow waterfall. In the foreground, Miss Brazil, Marisa Fully Coelho, and Miss Belize, Shirlene McCoy. Our next young lady is Miss Cyprus, Marina Rouser. The garden is proud of its natural granite stones and of visitors like Miss Cook Islands, Carmina Blake, and Miss Portugal, Annabella Ananiadish. And from the land of the fjords, Miss Norway, Karen Elizabeth Dublag. Amid the splendor of beautiful iris blossoms, this zigzag bridge represents a Japanese location where a river branched into 8 channels. For us, it marks the coming together of beautiful ladies like Miss Turks and Caicos, Lolita Arisa, and Miss Chile, Maria Josefa Insense. From 2 countries which have recently hosted the Miss Universe pageant come Miss Korea, Jong Jong Kim, and Miss Peru, Vivian Griffiths. Next, 2 lovely Latin American ladies, Miss Guatemala, Victoria Gonzalez, and Miss El Salvador, Claudia Janice Oliva. And our final visitor is Miss Northern Marianas, Thelma Moffness. Our contestants have all come together at Keener Plaza, where the historic old courthouse combines with the modern arch to provide a background for these beautiful young women who have come in peace and friendship from all over the world to St. Louis, where they've enjoyed its scenery, its hospitality, and of course, the music of Scott Joplin. Well, have you picked the young women you think should be our semifinalists? Our judges have. Each judge has punched in the scores he has given each contestant as the result of observing them in swimsuit, evening gown, and personal interview competition over the past week. The contestants with the 12 highest average scores are our 12 semifinalists. Now, while I pick up the computer printout of that judging, please welcome our 80 young ladies in their lovely dresses by Paula Rosen for P.R. Donovan. Here they are. And it is time now for 12 of our contestants to take one giant step closer to their dream. I'll call their names at random rather than alphabetically or by score, and you folks at home will see the average preliminary score received by each contestant. Good luck to you, girls. Good luck to all of you. These are the 12 contestants who will compete throughout the telecast for the title of Miss Universe. And the first name on the list is Miss New Zealand. At home, you will see her score now. Number 2 is Miss Italy. Miss Singapore. Look out, y'all. Here comes Miss Venezuela. And I think our audience here in the theater likes Miss Ireland. We're halfway there with number 6, and Miss Norway is number 6. Begin the last 6 names with Miss Switzerland. The next name on the list of 12 semifinalists is that of Miss Spain. Here comes number 9, Number 9 is Miss England. And how do you folks here in the Kiel Auditorium feel about Miss Finland? There are only 2 names left now. Come on down, Miss USA. And now I have only one last name to announce. One last contestant who might be Miss Universe of 1983. She is Miss Germany. Congratulations to our 12 semifinalists, one of whom will be the new Miss Universe.
Well, when I said it was going to be exciting, I really meant it. A week's worth of judging has just turned 80 candidates into 12, and the computer now tells us that the top scores in the preliminary judging were, let me see here, oh, thank you, sir. Miss USA was first, second was Miss Venezuela, and third went to Miss Switzerland. Now, our scoring process is about to start all over again with our 12 semifinals, all even. In the judging from now on, you are going to see and hear everything that our judges see and hear. And we're going to start with the interview competition when we come back after this word from Crest.
I always look forward to the next part of our pageant. While we have met all of the young ladies who are semifinalists, we haven't had the opportunity to get to know them. Hence, the interview competition. The young ladies don't know the questions they'll be asked, and nobody knows what their answers will be, so be ready for anything. Our audience at home will see the average score each contestant receives in this part of the competition, but those scores will not be seen by our panel of judges, our contestants, or the audience here in the theater. Each young lady has been advised that should she decide she needs or wants one, a translator is available for her from Berlitz, official interpreter for the Miss Universe pageant. Now, our first young woman in the Miss Universe interview competition is you, Miss New Zealand. Will you step right over here to me, please? She is Lorraine Downs. She's 19. She lives in Auckland. She's a model. And Miss New Zealand, many Americans are curious about your country. Why don't you just tell us about New Zealand?
Well, New Zealand is a beautiful country. It's a very natural green country, and if you like the easy outdoor life, then you like New Zealand.
And at home there in New Zealand, have you watched the Miss Universe pageant on CBS?
Well, I've been watching the Miss Universe pageant since I was about 8 years old, and I can't believe that I'm here now in it.
Well, you are indeed. Now, you're 19, so she was 3 years old when I started doing the pageant. Of course, I was only 20 years old when I... This fellow over here says, higher, higher. Miss New Zealand, have you enjoyed your visit to St. Louis?
Oh, it's been wonderful. It's one that I'm never going to forget. And the best thing of my visit has been the people of St. Louis. They have been so friendly and made everyone feel welcome. Thank you.
Nicely put. Thank you. You'll see her score. And I'll talk with Miss Italy. She is Federica Morrow. She is 18. She lives in Milan. Here. And she is a high school student. And after finishing high school, what are your plans?
Well, after entering the Miss Italy pageant, I had many open doors in modeling, and I've been asked also to do some tryouts for actress. And since I am a very curious girl. Maybe if something good is for me, I'll get it. But I'm interested in architecture, and this is not really perfect for a language student, but you know, Italy is very full of arts and artists, so maybe I'll become one of them. I don't know.
Now, do you remember what you said one time in rehearsal when I asked you what you'd like to talk about?
Yes.
What did you say?
I said about Italian food,
That's right.
and especially
Now,
in this
I understand
moment.
that there are a lot of Italians in St. Louis. I'll bet they'd like to know what Italian food you like.
Well, I could stay really here until tomorrow, but I will just make a short list. Spaghetti and pizza, but real Italian pizza, more than American pizza. And I like ravioli, tortellini,
What has been your favorite American food?
hamburger.
Thank you, Miss Italy. She's gone American on us already. Check her score, and let's talk with you, Miss Singapore. She is Lili Bing. She's 20 years old. She just completed her studies in fashion design, and what is your ambition?
To own my own boutique.
You'd like to have
and
your
sell
own
my
boutique?
own clothes, yeah, my own
Now,
design.
I wonder what comments you might make for our American audience here on the fashions of American women. What have you observed?
In American women dressing or what?
The dresses, the clothes that American women wear. Do you like them?
Yeah, it's very casual. I like that in jeans and t-shirts. That's my
What have you enjoyed most in the USA?
eating strawberries.
I don't know about you judges, but I bet you just got the vote of the strawberry growers of America. Thank you, Miss Singapore. And Miss Venezuela, please. She is Paola Lugeri. She's 21 years old. She lives in Caracas. She attends Metropolitan University of Caracas. And although she speaks English, we'd like to have the Spanish-speaking interpreter just standing by. I'll ask you if she needs help. You're going to try this by yourself, aren't you?
Yes, I will.
Now,
I'll try. I'll try my best.
You're going to the university. What are you studying?
I'm studying business administration, and I'm very near to finish my career. And I have 3 more classes in my thesis, and I'll get graduate.
And what would you like to do or be after you graduate?
Well, in general, I will succeed in all my ambitions, and that means finish my career and be a good professional, a good mother then, and
Now, to be a good...
try to help el prójimo. How you say prójimo?
¿Cómo se dice? Try to help
El
what?
prójimo?
Your brother.
Try to help. Hermano?
Yeah. No, it's hermano.
You stay out of this.
Well,
But if you want to be, I'm only fooling. He's really leaving. If you want to be a professional, that requires self-discipline. What I was leading up to, I read in your bio that you were on the swimming team
Yes.
for your country in the 1976 Olympics, and that required self-discipline, didn't it?
Yes. Very disciplined.
You were in Montreal, were you?
Yes, in Montreal. I turned my 15 years old there. And, well, I would like to tell you that there's been a lot of coincidences in my life, and I'll turn 15 there, and I'll be 22 here on Thursday. And I'm very glad to pass it here in St. Louis.
Thank you very much, Miss Venezuela. Very good. At home, you see her score. Before we talk with you, Miss Ireland. She is Roberta Brown. She's 20. She lives in Londonderry. She's studying textiles and fashion. And we got off on athletics with Miss Venezuela. Now, I read about you in the sports pages, didn't I?
Yes, it's not every day you get to knock over one of the world champions in the football field. Darrell Porter, I knocked him over 6 times.
Now, that's not the athletic feat I was referring to. You're also a runner, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a long-distance marathon runner, and I've run for 7 years now and in the World Cross-Country Championships.
If you're going to knock over Darrell Porter, it's a good idea to be able to run.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, I believe that your chaperone told me that you would like to open a health food store. Is that correct?
Yes, I hope perhaps next year to open a health food restaurant combined with the craft industry in the United States.
Is it true you're looking for capital to do this?
That's a very subtle hint.
No, what I was thinking is we might raise a little... How many would like to invest in Miss Ireland's health food store? Just raise your... Look at this. Look, there are a lot of hands up, and every one is attached to a young man. I think we can raise a lot of money. Thank you, Miss Ireland.
Thank you.
We're ready for you. Well, here she is. I turned my back on her, and she sneaked up on me. Miss Norway, right over here in this good light. I want you to look just as pretty as you are. There you are. Now, she's Karen Elizabeth Dublog, 21, just finished junior college, plans to attend the University of Oslo in the fall, and what do you want to study?
I want to study English because I want to become a foreign diplomat, because I like to travel, I like to take care of people and be around people, and I like to speak English.
And you already speak how many languages?
I speak English and a little of German and French.
And you want to be a diplomat for your country?
For my country,
Is
yes.
this your first visit to the United States?
No, I've been here 2 times before.
Where have you been before?
I have been in Connecticut for quite a long time, and I've been traveling to several other states.
Did you get to California?
Yes, I was there 1 month.
Did you see Disneyland?
No, I did not, I'm afraid. I'll go back there, so I'll get to see this.
Oh, yes, you have to see Mickey Mouse.
I know.
Thank you, Miss Norway. Well, you have met half of our semifinalists. How about it, you armchair judges? Is one of them going to be the new Miss Universe?
All of you at home could be up here in this balcony with me watching this wonderful live telecast with the best seat in the house. But I'm the excitement with a little trivia, so let me try a question on you. What do the ice cream cone, the Lewis and Clark expedition, and the reign of the next Miss Universe have in common? Time's up. The answer is that they all began in St. Louis. The ice cream cone was born at the St. Louis World's Fair in 1904, and it was just 100 years earlier that Lewis and Clark began their exploration of the Louisiana Territory, and our new Miss Universe will, of course, begin her reign right here tonight. Who will she be? Well, I can give you a hint. She's either just been interviewed or she's about to be interviewed by Bob Barker right down there. Bob is going to be back with the rest of our semifinalist interviews, but first, here's a message from Secret, the official antiperspirant of the 1983 Miss Universe pageant.
We have had a chance to meet 6 of our semifinalists, and now it's time to talk with the other 6, and I am going to start with you, Miss Switzerland. Would you come out to me? She is Lolita Morena, age 22, student at the University of Geneva. A university student studying what?
I'm studying Egyptology.
Egyptology?
Yeah.
In reading the classified ads, I see no mention of Egyptologists. What does an Egyptologist do?
Okay, do you know what is an archaeologist?
An archaeologist, I do.
Okay, right. So it's the same thing, but only about Egypt.
And so you will end up in only Egypt? I mean, you would not be an archaeologist in other countries? Is that why you...
No, I would like to go only to Egypt because it's a marvelous civilization. I think we have a lot to learn from that civilization.
Indeed, we do. Now, I have heard you doing a lot of interpreting here in the last week. How many languages do you speak?
I speak 5 languages.
What are they?
Thank you.
That applause was started by 5 different people who speak different languages.
Okay, it's English a little bit, like you can hear, and
English
French
is very
is
good.
my mother language, Italian, Spanish, and German.
You speak German?
Yeah.
Now, you know, in St. Louis, there are also many, many people of German extraction. And would you like to wind up your interview? Would you like to wind up your interview with a tremendous reaction from the audience? Let me tell you what to do.
Okay.
In German, you say, the Cardinals are going to take it all. Just a moment.
Die Cardinals are the next Gewinner.
There you are. Thank you, Miss Switzerland. If the Dodgers are watching, I'm only kidding up here. You know that. Miss Spain. Ana Isabel Herrero, age 18, and in your bio it said that you are studying flying and that you want to make aviation your career. Is that right?
Right.
And how far along are you in your studies? Have you soloed?
I don't speak English.
You don't speak English?
No.
Do you want an interpreter?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you spoke English. Yes. Would one of you come out here now? I have Miss Spain. Oh, boy, I'm in trouble now here. Hermano is back. Now, ask her if it's true that she wants to study flying and make aviation a career.
¿Es cierto que usted quiere estudiar piloto y hacer de la aviación una carrera?
Sí, me gusta mucho la aviación y me gustaría ser instructor de vuelo de ultraligeros y avionetas.
Yes, I like aviation very much. I would like to be instructor for pilots.
And tell her also that I have read in her bio that horseback riding is her hobby. Has she seen the famous St. Louis Clydesdales?
Ha leído que usted también le gusta montar a caballo. ¿Ha oído hablar sobre los famosos Clydesdale de San Luis?
Sí, sí que los he oído hablar y los he visto. Estuve el otro día viéndolos en la cervecería.
Yes, she's heard about them, and she's also seen them the other day.
What did she think of them?
¿Qué pensó de ellos?
Me gustaron mucho, estaban bastante fuertes.
She liked it very much, and they were real strong.
They are very strong. That's all that beer they drink. Of course they're strong. Yeah. Thank you very much, Miss Spain. Thank you, sir. You've seen her score, and we'll continue with Miss England, who is Karen Moore, 21, from Portsmouth, a model, and her career ambition is to become a television presenter. Now, I'm a television presenter. I present refrigerators and I present motorcycles, but I'll bet in England, a television presenter is a different thing.
Yes, a television presenter is similar to, well, it's the same as your job. It involves appearances on television.
It involves what?
Appearances on television.
Well, my job involves appearances on television. Well, some people ignore them, but it involves that.
Yes, that's right. In England, you would be classed as a television presenter. I think over here you call it a personality, television personality, so I'm told.
I see. Now, you are also very, very proud. I understand you're very proud of your Green Beret.
Yes, I'm indeed. In England, we have, it's a very high honor to have a Green Beret, and I'm one of very few ladies who have it. It involved a year of work all over Europe and most of England, and it's very strenuous work. Not many women do it, but it was given to me as a challenge, so I'm pleased to have it.
What kind of work did you have to do to become a Green Beret?
Well,
what are some of the things you did?
Well, I went to North Norway, and I went up into the field, which is the snow, with rucksacks on my back, and I did training and...
With what on your back?
Rucksacks.
Rucksacks on your back?
Yes, and I did snow skiing, and they taught me to do parachuting and all sorts of things.
It was very good training for rehearsals here in St. Louis, wasn't it?
Yes, it was indeed. I certainly needed it.
Thank you, Miss England. See her score at home, but we do not see it in the theater. We are now going to talk with Miss Finland. Miss Finland is Nina Ricola. She's 20. She's a model. You are a model, but your job as Miss Finland is full-time now, isn't it?
Yes, I'm professional model now in Finland, and I have to travel a lot and meet people and modeling.
Now, I'm sure that people here in the United States who are watching us and all over the world, they're curious just what, when you represent your country, what sort of duties do you have? What are your duties?
Excuse me, what do you mean?
What do you do as Miss Finland? In representing your country, what is your job? What do you do? You do interviews?
Yes,
make
sometimes.
Appearances?
Sometimes, and modeling and photographs and something like that.
Now, you have a pen pal here, do you not?
Yes, I have.
Tell our audience about that.
She's now here somewhere. I don't know where.
But how long has she been your pen pal?
11 years.
And how did you two start writing?
It was one magazine in Finland, and I found her name, and I tried to try.
And now you've met her here as a result of the pageant.
Yes,
I think
4
that's
times.
wonderful. And also, if you young men would like to meet or have a pen pal who looks like Miss Finland, send me your name, your address, and $10. And I'll do what I can for you. Thank you, Miss Finland. And now, Miss USA, would you come out here? She is Julie Hyatt. Miss USA is 22. She lives in La Cañada, which is a suburb of Los Angeles. She's a senior at UCLA, and she's a pre-dental major. And I had the pleasure of crowning you about 2 months ago. And what have your adventures been since?
Oh, boy, I've been traveling throughout the United States. I've already been to 7 different cities, and I've worked with Special Olympics since then.
And have you spent much time in New York, where I know you're going to live now?
I live in New York now, so I have.
You have indeed. Now, you are going to become a dentist, and you have rather elaborate plans for your office, I hear.
Oh,
Why
I
don't you
do.
tell me about those?
Okay, I have 2 plans. First is I'm going to take care of my female clientele by having male dental assistants work for me.
Of course.
And then my second plan is my dental offices could be in the shape of a horseshoe, where I'll have all the chairs facing inward towards a garden, where I'll have small animals.
What kind of animals?
Probably rabbits, animals that I can take care of in a small garden.
And of course, you are going to help control the pet population, have them all spayed or neutered.
That's right.
Yes.
I
Thank
will.
you, Miss USA.
Thank you.
Miss Germany is Loana Radecki. She's 20. She lives in Berlin, and you want an interpreter, don't you? Yes. Would you come help us, please? Would you ask her, what does she do in Berlin? What is her job?
I'm a legal assistant.
What did you get her out here for now, if you're going to speak English with me?
I think when I'm nervous, I understand nothing.
Well, you understood that, so you must not be nervous. You're a legal secretary?
Assistant, yes.
Legal assistant. What sort of things do you do? What is your job? More details about her job.
Worin besteht Ihr Beruf, Ihr Job? Wo arbeiten Sie?
Überwiegend Schreibmaschine schreiben.
Well, her job mostly consists of typing.
I see. Ask her if since she's been in the United States, if she's seen The Price is Right.
Haben Sie gesehen, The Price is Right, seitdem Sie in den Vereinigten Staaten sind?
Verstehe nicht.
I think that was a mistake. I should never have asked that question. I don't.
Der mitwirkt.
Nein. Sorry.
9 is no, isn't it? Tell her that The Price is Right is one of our cultural, it's a very important cultural thing.
Es ist eine besondere Kulturleistung der Vereinigten Staaten. Das müssen Sie sich unbedingt ansehen.
Ich werde es mir beim nächsten Mal sofort ansehen.
Next time I'm going to look at it right away.
Thank you very much. Thank you. There you go. The interview competition among our 12 semifinalists has now been completed. You have seen and heard just what our judges observed. How about it? Does your opinion agree with theirs? Well, either way, there's more competition ahead.
The dream of young girls to someday be Miss Universe begins at a very early age. So does the effort and the preparation. And with that in mind, you're going to see a new stepping stone for some young ladies when CBS brings you the first Miss Teen USA pageant live from Lakeland, Florida on Tuesday night, August 30th. And we are most pleased that the mayor of Lakeland, Mr. Frank O'Reilly, is with us tonight. The first of this evening's stepping stones, however, at our pageant for our semifinalists was the interview competition, and our judges have just voted first place to, let me see, Miss Ireland was first place, second place was Miss Switzerland, and in third place was Miss New Zealand. Now, coming up next, a song from one of television's most popular and handsome stars, John Schneider, right after this from Jif.
Next guest has become a singing star as well. His latest album is called If You Believe, and we're delighted that he's joining us this evening. Let's welcome John Schneider.
Thank you. Is this the
supposed to feel. I'm spinning inside like a Ferris wheel. This dream is one that I know is real. I'm taking a chance on love. Who could have known that the world would send someone to me from some rainbow's end? Somebody all to myself again. I'm taking a chance on love. 'Cause if you believe in life and fairy tales, there's nothing you can't do. Just open your heart to something that is new. And if you believe in love, then hold on tight, and it will come to you. 'Cause once in a while, a miracle comes true. Just once in a while, a miracle comes true.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, the Miss Universe pageant is justifiably proud of the distinction and the dedication of its judging panels over the past years. This year, that tradition is maintained, and I would like to introduce the judging panel to you right now. This beautiful young woman is now a most successful model and television personality, Miss Universe 1981, Irene Sayers. Our next judge has made that rare transition from rock star to actor and is now an international television favorite after 5 years on the popular adventure series The Professionals. He is the star of the soon-to-be-released action film The Final Option. He is that fine British actor, Lewis Collins. Our next judge lives in California, New York, and on the bestseller lists. With nearly 30 million of her books in print, including her current success, Surrender to Love, she is Rosemary Rogers. You've seen this gentleman on television in MASH, Hawaii Five-0, and Magnum P.I. episodes, as well as both the East of Eden and Marco Polo miniseries. On the screen, he has co-starred in the James Bond thriller The Man with the Golden Gun, and on Broadway, he starred in the Hal Prince musical Pacific Overtures. He is Soon Tek Oh. Following 9 years as a star dancer with the New York City Ballet, she began staging the ballets of the late George Balanchine throughout Europe, as well as being a guest ballerina with many European companies. Now the renowned director of the Zurich Ballet, here is Patricia Neri. A 25-year career in publishing and advertising, distinguished by many honors, including the American Marketing Association's Man of the Year Award in 1980. He is now the publisher of the popular American magazine, Women's Day. Please welcome Peter Diamandis. The winner of 4 Emmy Awards, our next judge has been a favorite of television audiences since the early days of the medium. The director emeritus of the St. Louis Zoo and host of the internationally syndicated television show Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Marlon Perkins. Today, he is an actor and a businessman and the founder of a scholarship foundation which enables and encourages youth to seek education. But he will always be remembered for his dramatic defeat of Muhammad Ali in San Diego, California. Please welcome Ken Norton. After beginning her career as a traditional singer, our next judge moved into the field of popular music, where she has now become one of the most popular stars in her native Spain and throughout the Spanish-speaking world. Please welcome Rocio Jurado. From Istanbul, we welcome Turkey's most popular international performer, pop singer, composer, lyricist, as well as one of Turkey's most popular stage and screen stars. He has delighted concert audiences all over the world. Please welcome Erol Evgin. From Broadway and Hollywood, this lady's dancing talents combined with her acting ability and her loveliness to make her first a star and then a legend. A true superstar of the golden age of Hollywood musicals, Ruby Keeler. Ladies and gentlemen, the judging panel, Miss Universe.
Our young ladies are getting ready for the swimsuit competition, and I'm here to conduct a survey, and the subject is nervousness. Now watch. Is there anyone here who is not nervous at this point? You're all nervous, right? Aren't you? Of course you are. Well, this beautiful young woman right here wearing her lovely gown by Akira is an expert on how they feel because she went through it. She's Margaret Gardner, Miss Universe 1978, right?
That's correct.
And let me know, are these gals nervous, Margaret?
Well, of course they are. I was nervous when I left home for the pageant. So you can imagine how I was feeling by the time I got to the semifinals.
I certainly can. What kind of nerves did you have?
It's a wonderful kind of nervousness, full of excitement and hope. There's magic in the air.
There's more than magic in the air, because also in the air at this pageant is the sound of wedding bells. Our guest star, John Schneider, who was just out there, marries Tawny Godin Little next Saturday. And the president of Miss Universe Incorporated, Harold Glasser, will soon be marrying Marnie Goodman. And there's one more set of wedding bells, aren't there, Margaret?
There sure are. Andre and I will be married very soon.
Are you nervous now?
Well, sure I am, but not as nervous as those contestants are.
Well, good luck to all the brides like this gorgeous one right here, the bridegrooms, and the young ladies behind me who are getting ready for the swimsuit competition, coming up right after this word from Scope.
We come now to the second of our competitive categories, the swimsuit competition. Our contestants will appear in their swimwear by Catalina, and each judge will enter a score for each contestant into our computer. As each young lady appears on your screens, our audience at home will see the average score attained by that contestant. Our setting, which includes the beautiful dancing waters, recalls one of the most memorable attractions at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. Ladies and gentlemen, the Crystal Palace. Here are our 12 semi-finalists in the Miss Universe swimsuit competition. Miss New Zealand.
Lorraine weighs 124 pounds and is 5 feet 8.5 inches tall. She has blonde hair and hazel eyes.
Miss Italy.
Year-old Federica is a green-eyed brunette. She weighs 116 pounds and is 5 feet 7 inches tall.
Miss Singapore.
Lee is 5 feet 6.5 inches tall, and she weighs 110 pounds. She's 20 years old with black hair and dark brown eyes.
Miss Venezuela.
Paula is 21 years old, stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and weighs 125 pounds. She has brown eyes and light brown hair.
is a blue-eyed blonde. She weighs 115 pounds and is 5 feet, 7 inches tall.
Miss Norway.
Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, Elizabeth weighs 132 pounds. She's 21 years old with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Miss Switzerland.
Year-old Lolita has green eyes and dark brown hair. She's 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighs 110 pounds.
Miss Spain.
Anna has brown eyes and dark brown hair. She's 18 years old, 5 feet 6.5 inches tall, and weighs 125 pounds.
Miss England.
Karen weighs 119 pounds and stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. She has green eyes and blonde hair, and Karen is 21 years old.
Miss Finland.
20-year-old Nina is a green-eyed blonde. She's 5 feet 8.5 inches tall and weighs 123 pounds.
Miss USA.
Julie is 22 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall, and weighs 125 pounds. She has blonde hair and green eyes.
Miss Germany.
Standing 6 feet tall, Loana weighs 132 pounds. She's 20 years old with blonde hair and brown eyes.
There are the 12 semifinalists in tonight's swimsuit competition.
To know that right now I'm talking to two different groups of people. One group believes that they know which of our young ladies will be the winner tonight, and the other group hasn't quite made... I have to admit that as of right now, they're applauding the swimsuit girls. Some of them already know. I'm in that second group. But in our swimsuit competition, they did vote. Let me see here. Miss USA was first. Second place was Miss England. And third place went to Miss Switzerland. Now back to Bob, who has a very special musical treat for us. Right, Bob?
Last year in Lima, Peru, the Miss Universe pageant had a guest who was making his debut on the network television here in the United States. Since then, his stature as an international star has grown even more. We're pleased to welcome back tonight the man known to millions as El Puma, Jose Luis Rodriguez.
Número, viva la numeración, quien ha visto matrimonios y
A todos los que me escuchan, aquí les vengo a dejar. Aquí les vengo a dejar un corrillo venezolano que se llama Pavo Real. Que se llama el Pavo Real. Y a las muchachas les digo que aquí me quiero casar. Que aquí me quiero casar. Y ahora mismo les ofrezco 4 casas por casita, la prenatal, el manicomio, la cárcel o el hospital. La cárcel o el hospital, si no cumplo los vestidos, nos podemos divorciar. Nos podemos divorciar, para eso existen las leyes que suelen todo arreglar. Que suelen todo arreglar, y a usted mi joven le ofrezco una ganga en casamiento. Una ganga en casamiento, mi vecina la menor es más pura que un convento. Es más pura que un convento, y por eso yo le advierto, no me la venga a tantear. No me la venga a tantear, no es radio en demostración, ni instrumento de tocar. Viva la numeración, quien ha visto matrimonios y con gran bendición. A todo negro presente, yo me voy a aconsejar. Yo le voy a aconsejar que combinen los colores, que la raza es natural. Que la raza es natural, que un negro con una negra es como noche sin luna. Es como noche sin luna, y un blanco con una blanca es como leche y espuma. Es como leche y espuma, todo negro pelo recio, con rubia se ha de casar. Con rubia se ha de casar, para que vengan los hijos con plumas de pavo real.
Muchas gracias, El Puma. Fantástico. Gracias. Coming up next are young ladies from all over the world with a musical salute to our host city, and that's right after this word from Safeguard. You remember that I told you earlier that the ice cream cone was born here in St. Louis? Well, so was Ice-T, and so was producer David Merrick, and poet Eugene Field, and playwright T.S. Eliot, and we all know who Yogi Berra was. He was born here too. Well, to learn even more about this wonderful city, let's take a trip with a beautiful guide, our reigning Miss Universe, Karen Baldwin.
For more than 200 years of its existence, one word has been a consistent factor in the growth of St. Louis: transportation. This city was built on the mighty Mississippi, where boats from the north and south met trains from the east and west to supply the needs of a growing nation. And a great city grew up here. It is the home of some of the giant firms of American industry leaders in the production of many things, from footwear and beer to chemicals and grain products. And of course, transportation. It was a group of St. Louis businessmen who financed the construction of an airplane named the Spirit of St. Louis, in which a 25-year-old Charles Lindbergh captured the imagination of the world by being the very first to fly the Atlantic Ocean alone. The Spirit of St. Louis flew at approximately 125 miles per hour. If you think that was a miracle, how would you describe the Spirit here at McDonnell Douglas, where they build aircraft that can travel at 1,500 miles per hour, and airplanes called Harriers that can take off and land vertically like a helicopter? If your dream is to fly from coast to coast at 2.5 times the speed of sound, and you have a few extra dollars hours left over from your paycheck this week, then this form of transportation is definitely for you. But by the way, batteries aren't included. Of course, if your travel plans are a little more modest, you may prefer to drive. And again, St. Louis can play a big part. It is second only to Detroit in automotive production. Goods and people have traveled in and out of St. Louis, but so too have culture and the arts. Music, for example. Some of it has traveled across oceans to be a part of the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, which is second oldest in the country and located here at Powell Hall. And some of it came up the river to make St. Louis a vital source of what came to be known as jazz. And tonight, St. Louis is a starting point of a new kind of transportation. The magic carpet journey of a new Miss Universe. And now it's time to go back where all that will happen. Joan?
Thank you, Karen, and back we are, where another magic carpet made a stop in St. Louis last October, and this pageant didn't forget, as Bob will tell us.
That's right. Tonight in St. Louis, a young woman will receive the coveted title of Miss Universe. Last October 20th in St. Louis, another title was won when the city's beloved baseball team, the St. Louis Cardinals, won the World Championship. Yes, indeed. That victory brought pride and happiness to everyone here, as you can well see, and especially to two gentlemen who are with us tonight, and whom we would like to thank for the great hospitality we've been shown here. The Mayor of St. Louis, the Honorable Vincent Shamel, and the County Executive, Gene McNary. Tonight, our contestants, along with the National Cheerleaders Association and our special guest, John Schneider, salute baseball and its reigning champions. All right, ladies, take us out to the ball game.
If you start at the top, you're certain to drop. You gotta watch your timing. Better begin by climbing.
Up, up, up the ladder.
If you're going to last, you can't make it fast, gang. Nobody starts a winner.
Give me a slow beginner.
Easy does it, my friend. Conserve your fine endurance.
Easy does it, my friend, for that's our life insurance. While we are young, take it rung after rung after rung.
Baseball, baseball, that's the name of the game. From a rundown old sandlot to the Hall of Fame.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Make sure you're ready.
It's not how you go, it's how you land.
Keep your batting eyes steady.
Swing into hitters and have steady nerves.
Work hard on your fastball, cause you've got all the curves.
Plenty of speedies and spinach.
You've got to hit and run.
That's smart for grow into a fun.
And have some fun.
It's not where you start, it's how you finish.
Let's go!
And we're gonna finish on top and win the series.
Keep your eye on the ball and wait for my call before your hopes start flying. You gotta keep on trying.
Hit, run, go.
Play ball! Pitchers will get their saves against the Dodgers and Braves. Keep the dream of winning.
Until the final inning.
Don't be an also-ran. It takes much more than wishing. Like Dizzy and Stan the Man, you're part of a great tradition.
Victory will seize.
If we punch, steal, catch, and squeeze, home run!
It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
You're 10 feet
It's
tall.
not how you go, it's how you land.
We won it all.
Miss Universe pageant or the National League race. We'll go to whoever can keep up the pace.
Last of the night.
Hopes and our dreams will not diminish.
Bases loaded.
We'll promise that we'll never stop.
3 and 2.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Home run!
We're gonna finish on top.
spent in St. Louis is bound to be a lifelong memory. Just like right now, there have been a lot of busy, hectic times. Whoa, there were interviews and there were rehearsals and fittings, go girls, and photo sessions, and for many, the usual language problems. But there was also time for fun. Lots of fun, as we're all going to see right now.
En route to St. Louis, many of this year's contestants traveled by way of London and enjoyed the majestic scenery of southern England. Our European and African contestants flew from London to the United States on British Caledonian Airways. As they crossed the Atlantic, Miss Belgium helped Miss Scotland prepare for their arrival. That same day, a similar group departed South America, as well as a variety of Caribbean ports on Eastern Airlines. En route, Miss Panama and Miss Dominican Republic had a chance to catch up on some last-minute shut-eye. In St. Louis, the ladies were greeted by Mayor Vincent Shamel, the contestants' little sisters, and finally by the people of St. Louis in a flag-waving parade. They visited the Japanese garden and took a crash course in martial arts. With the help of Miss British Virgin Islands, the instructor showed our young ladies some of the finer points and were surprised to find out how well they'd learned their lessons. Cameramen were everywhere, even at the St. Louis Zoo, where our young ladies really fell for one cute photographer. All eyes were on the lookout for that regular feature of the pageant, which Miss Sweden seems to be enjoying. It's the annual makeup clinic sponsored by Maybelline, the official cosmetics for the Miss Universe pageant, held this year at the Chase Park Plaza Hotel, which was also where our young ladies stayed in St. Louis. At the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, Miss Holland and Miss Switzerland added hops to the huge kettles. But when Miss Spain and Miss England decided to salute the future with the finished product, their chaperone called it a no-no. Our young ladies went boating on the Thunder River at Six Flags Amusement Park, and their trip was wet, bumpy, and fun. In their sportswear from Catalina, our ladies had a bicycle race in Lemire Park, and Miss Italy came from behind, checked the opposition, and she won. Brava! Their shoes by Candies were more stylish than baseball spikes, and Miss USA was the third base coach, busily giving signs when our young ladies challenged the world champion St. Louis Cardinals to a baseball game. Bottom of the ninth, Miss Trinidad Tobago hits a fly ball to right field. Miss Ireland tags up. It's gonna be close. A collision at home plate. She's safe. Catcher Darrell Porter and manager Whitey Herzog are really upset, but our team points out that the umpire did just what everyone should do. He kept his eye on the ball.
There's a question among some of our pageant staff veterans about whether our crowd here tonight is the largest ever to see a pageant. Well, it certainly is one of the largest. In any case, the setting is impressive. Look! I mean, you can see all the colorful flags of our contestants' home countries hanging right there behind me. This arena is only 1 year away from its 50th anniversary, and if the walls could talk, oh boy, what stories they'd have. The biggest names in the sports world have played here. Joe Louis defended his heavyweight championship right here, and this was home for the St. Louis Hawks when they won the National Basketball Association Championship. And those talking walls, of course, would have another story tomorrow morning when they would talk about the glorious night that Miss Universe was crowned here. And we're all going to take one step closer to finding out who that winner will be when we have the Miss Universe evening gown competition right after this word from Duncan Hines.
We come now to the third and last competitive area for our semifinalists, the evening gown competition. Each contestant will be wearing a gown of her own choice, and you folks at home will see the scores they receive on your television screens. During their stay in St. Louis, each of our contestants has been assigned a little sister, selected from local girls between the ages of 3 and 9. The little sisters will join their big sisters on stage during this competition. And the contestants will be serenaded by the members of the St. Louis Boys Choir. Here now, the Miss Universe Evening Gown Competition. Miss Venezuela.
You are the sunshine of my life.
Miss Ireland.
I feel like this is the beginning.
Miss Norway. Miss Switzerland. Miss Spain. Miss England. Miss Finland. Miss USA. Miss Germany.
Well, that was very special. And our third and last competition among our semifinalists is over. We are about to see our contestants go from 12 down there to 5. In our evening gown competition, the judges went first place with Miss USA again, second place went to Miss New Zealand, and third place was Miss Venezuela. Ahead is the announcement of our 5 finalists, and that's going to happen right after this word from Tide.
For thousands of young women all over the world, the dream was to wear the crown of Miss Universe. Eventually, from those thousands, 80 found their way to our stage tonight. We saw that 80 become 12. We're about to see that 12 become 5. The computer will tell us which 5 of our semifinalists have been chosen by our judges to become finalists. The composite score each young woman received in tonight's competition will be shown on your television screen as she's introduced. Now, may I have the computer results, please? Thank you. I have the list of 5 finalists right here. In a very few moments, one of these 5 young ladies will become Miss Universe. Good luck to all of you. The first name on the list, Miss England. The second on the list of 5 finalists is Miss New Zealand. And to join the happy little group, Miss Ireland. And Miss USA. One more name on the list of 5 finalists. One more contestant who has a chance to be Miss Universe. She is Miss Switzerland. In a very few moments, one of these 5 young ladies will be our new Miss Universe. The title of Miss Universe carries with it prestige, glamour, and international recognition. It also carries some very tangible rewards, including $90,000 in cash. Miss Universe's prize package, totaling more than $150,000 in cash and merchandise, includes a $25,000 personal appearance contract, a $15,000 first prize award, as well as each of the sensational prizes Joan is going to describe for us.
This year's Miss Universe and a companion will fly first class to any Eastern destination of her choice. Whether it's a trip to the beautiful beaches of Florida or the Caribbean or an adventure exploring the splendor of South America, they'll fly Eastern, America's favorite way to fly. They will also be flying to London from Atlanta, St. Louis, Houston, Dallas-Fort Worth, or Los Angeles on British Caledonian Airways. They'll enjoy the first-class comfort for which British Caledonian is recognized worldwide. She will receive $5,000 in cash, plus this home computer, which combines 64K computing power, an extensive library of software, and even a special help key. This welcome addition to any home is the 1200 XL from Atari. To this year's winner goes her symbol of elegance, her beautiful crown, plus a $5,000 cash award and an exquisite collection of jewelry, all from Aubrey Creations. Our contestants love Candies, the shoe that stands for lifestyle to girls on the move. Miss Universe will receive a wardrobe of Candies plus $5,000 in cash. Nice footwork if you can get it. Along with $5,000 in cash, to our winner goes a year's supply of Hawaiian Tropic natural tanning lotions and oils. From across the Pacific, Hawaiian Tropic, the scent of coconut, the tan of the islands. Miss Universe will find fun and relaxation not only on land, but also on the water when she drives her Wellcraft 166 Elite, which has a 140 Mercruiser engine and a Magic Tilt trailer, all from Wellcraft Marine Corporation. This year's Miss Universe will stay in the swim of things when she receives a $10,000 cash award along with a disc camera and a 5-year supply of disc film from Kodak. This Kodak camera is ultra compact and easy to use. Our new Miss Universe will receive $10,000 in cash plus a 5-year supply of cosmetics from Maybelline, the official cosmetics for the 1983 Miss Universe pageant. Tonight's winner, as befits a Miss Universe, will be able to arrive anywhere in style, wearing a beautiful natural Emba Lunarain mink coat from the internationally famous Flemington Fur Company. To add excitement to her life, Miss Universe will receive the car that puts the fun back in driving, a 1983 Chrysler LeBaron convertible. This is a LeBaron with Chrysler quality, front-wheel drive, power steering, and LeBaron luxury all the way. From the fragrance that sets your imagination free, the new Miss Universe will receive a year's supply of daydreams, plus a $5,000 cash award. And Miss Universe will be prepared for any occasion when she receives a collection of cocktail and evening clothes valued at more than $10,000 from Akira. When you wear Akira, you stand out in the crowd.
Competitions that brought our contestants from 12 up there right down to 5 were seen the same way by our panel of celebrity judges, who are also right over there, and by our unofficial panel of judges, both at home out there and right here in the theater. Now, our official judges can't hear what we're saying, so I thought this would be a real good time to poll some unofficial judges. Okay, we're down to 5. Who is your pick for Miss Universe?
Well, Miss USA, definitely.
Definitely. Why definitely?
Well, I thought she handled the question very well, and she looked terrific in a bathing suit.
Well, good answer. That's pretty darn good. How about you? Who do you think is going to be the new Miss USA?
Miss USA.
Excuse me, now it is loaded. Miss Universe.
Miss USA.
Is this going to be a shoe-in? Is she just going to run away with it?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think, sir? Who is going to be the new Miss Universe?
I like Miss England.
Good for you, and why?
I just thought she was the cutest.
All right, that's a good enough reason. And how about you, who look like a future Miss Universe yourself? Who's your pick?
I think Miss USA.
Miss USA. Why?
I think she's the prettiest. I don't know.
All right, that's good enough. How about you at home? You're not sure yet? Well, you're going to have one more chance to review your choices, and at the same time, you'll hear the magnificent voice of Jose Luis Rodriguez, El Puma, and admire again the beauty of our 5 finalists. It's a lovely moment, and it's coming right up after this.
Now our judges are making their final evaluation, deciding which of the 5 finalists will get his or her vote for 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st runner-up, and of course, Miss Universe. As a help to them, we're going to treat everyone to another look at the beauty of our contestants. The judges will have television monitors so that they, like you at home, can see close-ups of our 5 finalists. To serenade our ladies, here again, the international singing star, El Puma, Jose Luis Rodriguez.
Look at me while I say what I'm feeling. In my eyes you can see that I mean it. All the words I've been longing to tell you, I can finally say with my heart. And I know that it's all been my fault. Look at me while I say what I'm feeling. If you try, maybe you'll understand it. In this game that is seldom a winner, we both lose if we let love slip by. But if there's still hope, I will try. I'm not proud if you say you forgive me. There's no reason for you to feel guilty. I'm guilty, my love, for the times that I left you forgotten, for not caring and letting love die. I've not given the love that you wanted. I'm guilty, my love. I'm guilty, my love. I'm guilty, my love. I'm guilty, my love.
To our 5 finalists, our thanks and best wishes. And to Jose Luis Rodriguez, our thanks and congratulations on another wonderful performance, Jose. And to you armchair judges at home, you better get busy with your decisions because we're only moments away from learning who will be the new Miss Universe.
Well, behind me, you can see the 5 finalists, and the excitement right around here is so heavy you can almost reach out and touch it. With me is our reigning Miss Universe, beautiful Karen Baldwin. And Karen, what is going through the minds of those girls up there right now?
Well, I can imagine that they're nervous and excited and hopeful all at the same time.
It must be a pretty emotional time for them. But how about you? It must be pretty emotional for you as you're about to relinquish your crown after a year as Miss Universe.
Yes, it is. I guess you could say I have mixed feelings at this point. I'm sad to be ending a very beautiful chapter in my life, yet I'm excited about everything that's ahead.
I know you have a big future ahead of you, Karen. And you know what? They're after your job up there.
I know, and not only that, but one of them is going to get it.
Well, she's going to have a very tough act to follow, and we're going to find out who she is when we come back after this word from Prel.
It was a year ago in Lima, Peru, where a young lady from Canada captured the hearts of the world and the votes of the judges and was crowned Miss Universe. In the years since, she has brought great credit to her country, to the Miss Universe pageant, and to herself. We congratulate Karen Baldwin as we invite her now to take her traditional walk and deliver her words of farewell. Here is our reigning Miss Universe, Karen Baldwin.
Tonight marks the end of a chapter in my life, a wonderful chapter. It would be impossible for me to describe the excitement of the past year or to express all the gratitude I feel to people all over the world who have shown me so much friendship and kindness. To my friends at Miss Universe Incorporated, I would like to extend a heart full of thank yous. To my family, my love and gratitude. And to my successor, my congratulations, with the hope that her year will be as happy and rewarding as mine has been. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Karen Baldwin. Our final computer tabulating results listing our 4 runners-up and our new Miss Universe are now ready. They've been reviewed by representatives of the international accounting firm of Ernst & Whinney, and Mr. Kilkeary of that firm is about to hand me those results. Thank you, Mr. Kilkeary. Before I read it, I want to say on behalf of everyone associated with this pageant that we would be very pleased to have any one of you 5 be Miss Universe of 1983. Our audience agrees, obviously. I shall begin with the 4th runner-up. The 4th runner-up is Miss England. Congratulations, Miss England. The 3rd runner-up is Miss Switzerland. Well done, Miss Switzerland. The 2nd runner-up is Miss Ireland. become Miss Universe. The other will be the first runner-up, an important position, because if for any reason Miss Universe cannot fulfill her obligations for the entire year, the first runner-up becomes Miss Universe. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I shall read the name of the first runner-up and then Miss Universe. The first runner-up is Miss USA. Miss New Zealand is Miss Universe. Congratulations, Miss New Zealand. You said that you never dreamed you would be here, and here you are. Lorraine Downs, Miss New Zealand, is Miss Universe of 1983. She's won all the cash awards and magnificent prizes totaling more than $150,000. Now, as your predecessor, Karen Baldwin, reads the Miss Universe Creed, you step out and show everyone how happy you are to be our new Miss Universe.
Everywhere are seeking peace, tolerance, and mutual understanding. We pledge to spread this message in every way we can, wherever we go.
And now, speaking on behalf of Lorraine Downs, Miss New Zealand, who is now Miss Universe, this is Bob Barker saying, good night, everyone.
What a night it's been for all of us as we watched a beautiful young lady from Auckland, New Zealand have her dream come true and before millions of people. It's been a thrill to share this evening with you and with all of you. So thank you for joining us tonight from St. Louis, and thanks to everyone in this great, beautiful city for their wonderful hospitality. Until next year, this is Joan Van Ark saying good night.
Remember to tune in CBS on Tuesday night, August 30th, for the Miss Teen USA pageant live from Lakeland, Florida. Portions of this program were pre-recorded.